try and flip all the way up into the sky, but you have no way of surviving when you come down, so it's a joke. Except then you flying through the air with the mini-map at the bottom right and just loading zone after zone as it's brutal. But these boots are a boon to speedrunners because you can drink the potion of invincibility before you come down, and therefore survive travel to anywhere in the game. And you landed in that looks like the Ashlands? Yeah, see, Skyrim doesn't have anything quite as dark as just an entire area made of ash. There are some just mad things, enormous people who live with giant mushrooms. You just don't know what anything is. You're going into dwarf ruins here? That's actually fascinating. I have no idea where this is going. He's grabbed this item and is being attacked. Okay, so I think I see what he's doing here. He's stacking status effects, it looks like. He's got some kind of item which is buffing him and keeping him alive at the same time, and he's using both simultaneously to become a level 1 nuclear bomb. And I think this is one of the last dungeons in the game. And he's flinging his way through it. Yeah, freedom was what defined Morrowind as opposed to, yeah, that's the end boss. Come on, son. There you go. That was extremely straightforward. So yeah, Morrowind defined by freedom to do anything like that. The boss was just in a volcano in the centre of the island. You could go and take him on whenever you wanted in a Chrono Trigger style. But yes, I've seen floating jellyfishes, giant mushrooms, horrible murderers in every sort of dingley dell. Those were the things that defined Morrowind for me. Let's have something after that, because that was so hideous. Let's have something visually appealing. Let's have a game that I think is absolutely unsung. Oh yes. Defeat White Quintin. Let's just pop one of these out at random. So Armored Core is problematic because obviously I'm going to be talking about this like a jerk.
Here's your mission briefing.
No.
We want you to take out 9 of our strongest military assets.
Armored Core is actually emblematic of a problem with game reviews right now, which is that, I was talking about the pub last night, people review games and they don't give them the score they want, they give them the score that they think the audience will appreciate. You try and get inside the minds of people because you're essentially a buyer's guide. Which means games don't change, because there's something like Armored Core, which is incredibly hardcore robotry, where you have to tweak your robot, and even tiny things like the strength of the thrusters on the right shoulder. It's so in-depth and so difficult and so slow that you cannot review it highly. You absolutely cannot, because most people won't enjoy it. And that means Armored Core always gets 4 out of 10. And then nobody buys it, and it continues to be this niche thing that only people in Japan play. There's a robot. Look at that, that's a proper robot, isn't it? Look at those thighs, that's amazing. I think those are basically test engines that you built. But Armored Core robots are entirely customizable. You can paint and swap out any part for any number of parts. Sometimes creating robots that honestly don't work. But this is like this level of things that we're talking about. As far as the anime Gundam thing goes, it is entirely unparalleled in gaming by Armored Core 4 and 5, because they are so fast, so beautiful, and so don't play like anything else. Yeah, okay. It's very difficult to describe, really. It's like so many games that are third-person action games use the same kind of controls, and sometimes there are tweaks on those controls, you know, but broadly, anyone in this room who's played, say, Splinter Cell can pick up Gears of War, you know? Armored Core is amazing because it's almost like it exists in a world where that stuff doesn't exist, you know, as if there was no third-person games that came before it. The controls are absurd and insane and allow you flexibility that I just never experienced prior to this. And so much of it is about positioning and moving as fast as you possibly can while maintaining a lock on your opponents. Look at those missiles, that's what I'm talking about. It's just a hell of a thing. And the other interesting thing about Armored Core is that the levels are all about 3.5 minutes long, which is an interesting thing for a game to do, but doubly so when you realise that there's a mini-game in Armored Core which is finding songs you really like and it's essentially DJing your own levels. Because you can even, if you know a song that comes in about 2 minutes and you know a level in Armored Core that gets exciting 2 minutes in, then you can create these wonderful choreographed patterns. See, I just think this looks extremely cool, and it's difficult. Yeah, it's tricky to get the hang of, but even if you're terrible at it, it's still possible to just drill in what you're seeing. In the sort of energy management of combat, of juking left and right. I mean, it's just a fantastic juking game with a really strong cooperative mode in the sequel that no one's going to play because no one's going to buy it because it always gets released early because people assume it won't be for their audience, which is tremendously depressing. And I should point out that while it looks like these robots are just soaring around at random, actually you have tremendously tricky jump shots that run out very quickly, so looks like this is a set piece. Some kind of story is occurring at us right now. Not sure what.
Just like that. Unbelievable. Looks like it's online.
But yeah, Armored Core I like as well because it's a video game that has the decency to look like a video game, you know? And in the 80s or 90s or even in books or movies where video games are referenced to far future games, they look awesome, they look faster than you could possibly react to. They look, frankly, like this. And another game I'm going to show you next. I appreciate video games that feel like video games, I suppose is what I'm saying. You know, if you're going to play an enormous robot, let's have it move faster than you can react. If we're going to play a racing game, let's make it sort of absurd far future hovercraft, like Wipeout. I'm an enormous fan of Wipeout, and the Wipeout fan of Wipeout is something called Zone Mode, which was in Wipeout HD on the PS3. And it looks like everyone's finished eating, which is good, because this might make you feel a bit nauseous. I'm looking for someone who's extremely good at Zone's use. Beyond Zone 100, assume this starts when he's slow. So Zone Mode, I mean, yeah, here we go. So, yeah, as you can see, Wipeout is a hovercraft racing game, one of the things that made the PlayStation cool by mixing this like 90s dance culture vibe with mixing the 90s dance culture with this really strong future palette. And Wipeout HD on PS3 really is just such a gorgeous thing to look at. And Zone Mode is along with Dyad, the closest thing you're going to get to a video game making you feel high and ill. Zone Mode is just a track. And you have no brakes,